Hi everyone, this is Vicki from patternprincess.com. Today we're going to work on some really cute holiday coasters. I've done them in green and red and white here, and it just really makes such a nice display on your coffee tables and tables. It was time to switch them out and have something really cute for the holiday season here. So I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green ones so far. And this is out of one skein, and I'm still going on that same initial skein. So I have quite a bit of green left yet. I bet you I can probably get 2 more out of that. This is still the original white, and I have done, well, 1, 2, 4, 5 of the red. So as you can see, this is kind of a nice frugal project to do. And they do kind of want to curl up on you, but once you sit a cup on it, as you can see, they just flatten right out. So don't worry about the whole curling up effect, or they get a little bit wavy looking. That goes away within just a few minutes of having a cup set on it. The colors that I did use, this is a peaches and cream. Okay, I've lost it. I don't see. Oh, here it is. This is just the white, it's called. And then this is another peaches and cream. It's a forest green. And you can see it's just the tape from the rolls that are the smaller rolls. It's not anything expensive here. And this is called a red. So I'm going to, I think, make a red and white one for you today. It's probably going to be the easiest to see. There's a scrap of yarn there. And this is a cotton yarn. So it's going to absorb nicely and clean nicely. But it goes together really quick. Well, I guess I think it's quick. It's less than an hour's worth of work here. So, and I'm going to move this camera just a little bit closer here to make sure we get everything on screen. So the first thing that I start off with is the magic circle. So I put this over my 3 fingers, loop it around, grab the yarn, and my grandmother always taught me how to put the yarn through one finger and over the next. That just helps me secure the yarn and manage how tight or how fast and how loose the yarn is coming through. So I did my little knot here, which is like a little slip knot, because now I can make this tighter. I do a single crochet 1. This whole time that we do the single crochet 1, every single round, it does not count as anything. It just helps to hide the seams where you would be joining each row. Okay, so I'm going to yarn over, and then inside of this magic circle I'm going to pull the yarn through and then pull through all 3 loops, and that is called a half double crochet. That was the first one. I'm going to do 11 more, so there's a total of 12 in the circle. So here we go. Number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and make sure you get all the little plies. 9, 10, 11. I have to pull my yarn. 12. There's all 12. Now, and even if I had missed that little ply of yarn that was giving me a hard time there for a second, even if you find out that, you know what, I've missed one, you can check the back of it here. It's really easy to pull out the crochet and just start all over if you need to. So now I'm going to take this shorter yarn here and I'm going to pull it tight. Not real tight, because I'll tighten it up afterwards. And it's okay if the circle gets a little bit bigger as you're working things. Don't worry about it. When you come to weave this yarn in at the end, I give a little snug and get it about this tight. As you can see, this is about, this is about how big the circle is when it's a finished product. So it works out. Okay, now it's time to go ahead and finish our first row here. And I'm going to slip stitch right into the top 2 loops of that first half double crochet. I'm just picking up those loops here. They're on the hook, and I'm going to pull my yarn through, and I've just done my slip stitch, and this is also the first round. So now we're going to start round 2, chain 1, which doesn't count as anything, yarn over and right into this very first stitch. The stitch that I was really just in here. I'm going to complete a half double crochet. And then in each stitch around, picking up those top 2 loops, I'm going to do 2 half double crochets. So here's 1, and there's going to be 2, and I'm going to do this all the way around. 2, whoopsies, 1, 2. I'm going to continue doing my 2 half double crochets in each stitch. When I get done with what I'm working on, when I get to this end, I will turn the camera back on and we'll finish this up together, but this way you can pause it and you can continue to work on yours as well, and I'll meet you right back here. Okay, I'm just about done with my second round. I'm just finishing my half double crochets. I have 1, 2, and then remember that first half double crochet, we just did 1 in that stitch. Now it's time to make sure that I add that second one. So I'm going to do my second half double crochet in that same beginning stitch. Then I'm going to put my yarn hook through the top 2 loops of the very first half double crochet, pull the yarn through, oopsies, and complete a slip stitch. Now we are done with round 2, and don't worry again about the center. We're going to be pulling that a little bit tighter as we get towards the end. So now it's time for round 3. Again, do a chain stitch, which doesn't count as anything. Yarn over, insert your hook right into that very first spot, this spot right where my thumb is. See that right there? Okay, and we're going to do our half double crochet. Then you're going to do another one, and the next stitch, and one more in the next stitch. Okay, so the pattern is going to be 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. So 1 half double crochet, and then 2 half double crochets, and then 1 half double crochet, and 2, whoopsies, I went back in the same spot, 2 half double crochets, 1, 2, 1 half double crochet, and then 2 half double crochets. Okay, so you can complete that pattern all the way around, and then I'm going to meet you back over here again, and then we'll finish round 3. Okay, we're just about done with this row. I'm going to do my 2 half double crochets right in here. And then because we just had that single half double crochet in that first stitch, I don't need to do another one because our next one after that was that 2 half double crochet. So I'm going to insert my hook into the top 2 loops, grab the yarn, pull it through, and complete a slip stitch. That completes, we did 1, 2, this is the 3rd row. Now the 4th row, we go ahead and do our chain 1, which doesn't count as anything, yarn over, and again right in that very first spot, because I like to do this, if you notice, I'm going to do my half double crochet here. You really, if you take a look at the finished ones, like this here, you really can't tell where I have done my yarn joins. It's pretty invisible when you look at it this way, when you look at the done pattern. Like here, I can see exactly where I've done it. I know what I've done. But when I look here, I would have to look pretty close to figure out where I've done it. I actually think it's right here, that seam right there. But I think that this is just a great way, whether you're working baskets, anything in a round motif, I think it works really nice to cover that up. So anyways, we did 1 half double crochet. The next one's going to be a half double crochet. And then the next one, because we're easing the circle, making it bigger, is going to be 2 half double crochets. This keeps the circular shape while you are making it bigger. And then 1 half double crochet, another half double crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 half double crochets, 2, and then 1, and another one, and then 1, 2. Okay, so continue that pattern, and then I will meet you over here and we're going to finish with our red. Okay, I have just finished. I've ended with my slip stitch into the top one here. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. We are now done with our red. This is the center part that we just completed. Right here, this is all complete. So now we're going to start with our white. Okay. And we're going to snip our red. And I like to have my long tails on it here. Get this out of the way. And let's bring our white in. Now this method of changing into my white, if you notice, I just keep grabbing the same one, but you could grab any one. I don't think if you take a look at this, if you could tell where my white was joined, where it was not joined. I don't know that you could tell that on here. Here's my red one, and both of them. So I don't think that you can tell where I've joined it. So I like to use this method. So here we go. Again, leave a little bit of a tail so I can make sure I can weave it in later. So this is my slip stitch, and my yarn is still on the hook. So now I'm going to put my white over the hook, just hold both ends of it, bring it through the loop, and then just pull the red down. Okay, now making sure that you have the right section of yarn, the long section, we're going to continue crocheting. And this will loosen up a little bit as you first start crocheting here, but no, not to worry, it's gonna tighten up as soon as we weave in our ends, and we can adjust it then to make sure it's all adjusted and nice. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to do is that chain 1. We still do that chain 1 here, but now we're going to change to a single crochet. So back again through here, the very first stitch that we just have our slip stitch in, we are going to do a single crochet. And now we're going to single crochet in every single stitch along the way, picking up our top 2 loops of each stitch and completing a single crochet all the way around this disc here. So we're going to quickly do our single crochet, and in the end we're going to join it again with a slip stitch, just like we have been doing, not to the chain 1, but to that first single crochet stitch. So I'm going to continue to do my single crochet till I get to the other end, and this will give you a chance to pause the video, and you can do this yourself if you're working along with me, and then you can catch up, and then we can meet right back here on the other side, and we'll complete this row. Okay, we've just about finished this 5th row here, and while here is where I started off with my first chain 1 of my single crochet, if I don't add a single crochet in there, you're going to be able to tell, like if I join it over here, right, you're going to be able to tell because there's no stitch right here that comes down underneath the top 2 loops. So what I do is I add another single crochet in there, and I just think it finishes it off nicely, and that's part of the trick to not being able to see what you're doing. And then we go ahead and slip stitch through there, see? So that's where I started and stopped, and so you know exactly where I've done it, and it's hard to see. So that's the whole beauty behind this. So last row, go ahead and chain 1. Doesn't count as anything. And I gotta think a second here. I did it wrong. Okay, we did the chain 1, doesn't count as anything. So now I'm going right in that first stitch, I'm going to single crochet. The next stitch, single crochet, can't even talk. Next one, single crochet. Okay, in this next one here that I just did the single crochet, I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to move my yarn because I'm going to go right back in this stitch, and I'm going to complete a single crochet right in the same stitch I just did a single crochet. So I bring the yarn to make sure that the yarn is on this side, otherwise the yarn is too loopy and too long and it gets too loose. Complete your single crochet. So it's 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. My yarn is pulling here, excuse me. Right in the bottom stitch here, right where you just did your single crochet, and just single crochet again. That's actually a picot stitch. That's what gives you the nice little points around the corners here. So, all right, then single crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, 3. Then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. and then bring the yarn over, single crochet, and then continue on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Continue to do this all the way around, just like we've been doing our other patterns all the way around. And I'm going to meet you right back over on this side. Okay, we're just about done here with this very last row. And I'm going to do my last couple single crochets. And then right through here, right where we started, you do a single crochet, chain 3, and then we go back through. But then this time you're just going to do a slip stitch, because if we do a regular single crochet, there's too much bulk there, and it's I don't know, it doesn't seem to lay flat when you weave in your ends. So we'll go ahead and we'll pull this through. Boop. There we go. And then of course, there we go. You just see how you just start to hand flatten it and it starts to lay out nice and flat. This, you get a cup sitting on it for a minute and it's going to be just fine. But then what I will do is I would just pull this a little bit snug. Oh, probably be about that tight. And it makes it curl up a little bit even more, but that's okay. Then use your yarn needle and I just kind of go up a little bit and then come back down and come back around and I snip it off. Make sure that you do the red through the red and the white through the white, just a little bit back and forth so you have a little bit of a secure yarn, and then you snip it off. And there is your holiday coaster. And I don't know what we're going to really call it yet, but it's really pretty green and white and red and white, and I just think that they're really cute, really easy to do, and I appreciate you watching, and I hope that you had a chance to crochet along with me and make one for yourself. Make some as gifts. Just change up your decor in your house. It's really pretty to have alongside your couch, your end tables, your sofa tables. Just enjoy your handmade items. Thank you for watching, and you can find the free pattern written instructions on patternprincess.com. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. You can keep informed on what's coming up. Please, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and thank you and happy crocheting. Bye-bye.